Hello and welcome to Four States Adventures, the show where we go exploring the four states. I'm your host, Kisa Clark, and today we're in my hometown, Neosho, Missouri, which is also home to the world's largest flower box. Located in the southwest corner of Missouri, Neosho is a community wrapped in history, faith, patriotism, and culture. The starting point for our adventure is the most obvious, downtown, or as locals call it, the square. When you come here, you feel like you are in good old Midwestern America. To see the Midwestern perspective from an artist's eye, visiting City Hall is an unlikely place. As we enter the lobby, a mural painted by nationally renowned artist Thomas Hart Benton greets us. Born on April 15, 1889 to Maecenas Benton, a local lawyer and U.S. congressman, Thomas started his life in Neosho. In addition to this legacy, his namesake, great-uncle Thomas Hart Benton, was one of the first two United States senators elected from Missouri. As a result of his father's political career, Benton spent his childhood shuttling between Washington, D.C. and Missouri. As you can see, those travels influenced his art. Always nice to see the local guy make it big. Like many towns across America, the square is the cornerstone of business, history, and justice. In the center of it is the courthouse. As the seat for Newton County, this site has seen much bloodshed and conflict, especially during the Civil War. In any case, most people who visit the Newton County Courthouse do it only when they need to pay taxes, register to vote, or worse, meet with a judge. Luckily, I'm already registered to vote, I don't owe any taxes, and definitely don't have any outstanding parking tickets. Now we're inside the Newton County courthouse, and inside there's really neat 5 panels of murals that all have different historical significance of Neosho. The artwork tells us a story of Neosho by not only reminding us of the people who were before us, but those who inspire us. Clearly, the Newton County Courthouse has many stories to tell. It's the cool old telephone booth, but the telephone's not here anymore, so I guess I'll have to use my cell phone. Don't know what we did beforehand. Speaking of communicating, did you know Neosho was the first home to the United States Army Signal Corps? In the height of World War II, land was purchased by the federal government. As with all wars, there was a need for the Army to shoot, move, and communicate. Camp Crowder focused on the latter. Named after a local military lawyer, General Enoch Crowder. This newly built facility was responsible for training over 45,000 troops. Here, soldiers learned how to operate radios, send messages via Morse code, and as crazy as it sounds, use pigeons to deliver vital messages on the battlefield.
Camp Crowder collection is basically a lot of pictures and memorabilia, things from when the camp was actually here.
While many locals know of this morsel of trivia, many did not know Camp Crowder was also a POW camp for German soldiers captured in battle.
And they, POWs, we think prisoners of war, that they were tortured and stuff like that. That wasn't the case. They actually worked. They did work. They built a drainage ditch. They worked in the bakery. They worked in the automotive and stuff. And they actually received a little bit of pay for working, but they were basically used as workers here on the camp, which was kind of neat, because we think of POWs as being real prisoners, and they weren't actually treated that way, I don't think, like we would think they would be.
Camp Crowder also became inspiration for the nationally published newspaper comic Beetle Bailey by Mort Walker.
People know Camp Swampy was actually right here on the ground where we're standing at Camp Crowder.
Over time, the 66,000-acre camp became farmland, a recreational area, a training ground for the Missouri Army National Guard, and a community college that offers many associate degree programs. After the break, we'll sample some local cuisine.
No!
And learn about a local that changed the world.
Man, now you're not gonna know. He sounded just like an old woman.
In this episode of 4 States Adventures, we've explored Neosho's artistic side, and we've discovered how this town contributed to the victory of World War II. With all this adventure, my tummy is starting to growl.
This is an old song from the 1930s.
Originally built in the 40s as a luncheonette, Sam Wolfenberger expanded his business by adding a bar in the basement. This became a favorite watering hole for Camp Crowder personnel. Even now, Sam's Cellar serves a wide variety of people, even those in uniform. Don't worry, First Sergeant, this soldier is drinking iced tea. As I sit and wait for my order, I'll soak up the ambiance. Around this restaurant, contemporary and historic decor collide into something that stimulate the senses. Top it off with the smells of pizza coming from a fire grill. Those senses may go into overdrive.
I really like their pizza. You know, it's a fire cooked pizza. Very good.
Soon my pizza is delivered.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's great. Sam's spinach artichoke pizza. This is good stuff. Excited. Woo! Hot. That's really good. It doesn't have the regular tomato sauce. It's a creamy, cheesy sauce. It's like spinach dip on a pizza, and it's wood fire pizza, so it's got a different flavor. It's really, really good. Should have a piece.
Sam's is definitely a place worth visiting. Citywide garage sales, sporting events at the local high school, and biking on the trails around town. There seems to be a continuous flux of activity wherever one turns at any time of the day. Let's keep fishing for more adventure and visit a dear friend of mine.
I arrived in 1990, and after that, this is my 10th move. You know, when I came in, they encouraged a broad base of experience, and so I worked in fish health, and I worked in research, I worked in fishery management, got a chance to go to D.C. and see how Congress, the House, and the Senate worked, and I just got a broad base of experience, and so I had an opportunity to come here. Never thought I'd end up coming. I had heard about Neosho, but I never thought that I would actually be here, and it was the best move I ever made. And of course, the thing that's so special here, it's the oldest operating federal fish hatchery, and of course, that's a lot to be proud of. And it's capable of producing anything freshwater. We have wonderful spring water. It's a closed system. Don't have to worry about diseases, fish diseases of concern, and it's just been wonderful. Wonderful support system from us. The city of Neosho and the surrounding area is just unbelievable.
Open every day except for a few federal holidays. You can come and feed the fish and learn about our guild friends.
Everybody can have fun at the Neosho Fish Hatchery. I feel like I'm in a fishbowl.
While it's tempting to think the Neosho National Fish Hatchery was solely created by the federal government so 45,000 yearly visitors can look at fish, Mr. Hendricks says there's more to it.
And so what we try to do is try to keep our public educated about what we do and why we do it and how it benefits them. Right now we produce over 100,000 pounds of rainbow trout. That 100,000 pounds that we produce generates over $20 million down in the Branson area. And that's huge. What the government tried to do, every federal facility, for every dollar invested, they want a $3 return. This very, very special facility, for every $1 invested, $65 go back into the economy.
Wow.
So it's huge,
That's
baby.
Incredible.
And so that's what we're so proud about. And we just want to get that message out. But mainly let them know that their tax dollars is paid for something special. They have federal facilities all over. Most people don't even realize what purpose they serve for them. We want to make sure we convey that message to our people.
After the break, we'll visit another fishing place. Neosho, Missouri, a place that has more to offer than most locals or visitors think.
Big Spring Park is definitely a highlight for Neosho. During Christmas, there's tons of Christmas lights around that are fun to walk around, and in springtime, right around now during prom, all the pretty high schoolers will be out here in their dresses to take pictures. And it's really a nice spot to come visit.
Marked as the birthplace of the town, this park tells stories of hidden caves, Neosho's contribution to space exploration, and gives insight to local heroes who ultimately gained national notoriety. One such person many Americans are familiar with due to his studies in agriculture is George Washington Carver. Luckily, his birthplace is nearby.
This is George Washington Carver's birthplace and childhood home, and it is also the first national park dedicated to an African American.
Initially born into slavery at the height of the Civil War, then orphaned, George Washington Carver was adopted by his former masters, Moses and Susan Carver, and called son.
When you come to visit, you'll be totally immersed in the Carver experience. You'll get to walk through the woods just like a young George Washington Carver and be inspired by the environment here that shaped him so much.
Contrary to what many learn in elementary school, not every slave owner had a big house staffed with many slaves. The Carver's simple 12 by 12 cabin is proof of that. In some cases, slaves were part of the family and lived beside their owners. In addition to a family that offered young George love, the acreage around the cabin offered him a place to explore. Here, visitors can observe the same beauty that inspired this kid. Walking along paved trails among the trees, I can't help but wonder what life was like in post-Civil War America. For the newly freed slaves, it was a time of promise, but the reality of local politics and mores had yet caught up with the American belief that all are created equal. This is how Carver's story is tied to Neosho.
George Washington Carver was actually not allowed to go to the school for white children near his home here in Diamond area, so he walked over 8 miles every day to Neosho to go to an African American school and start his education that would lead to a life full of success.
In Carver's late teens, he decided to go to college. This quest for more knowledge took Carver to Kansas, then to Iowa, where he earned a degree in botany. By 1896, Carver became the head of the agriculture department at Booker T. Washington's Tuskegee Institute in Alabama, where he did research on the many uses of peanuts.
I am not sure that I am worthy of this splendid citation, but I wish to say also that I thank you from the depths of my heart.
Throughout his adult life, Carver would return to Southwest Missouri and visit friends and family. Built in 1881, Moses and Susan's new 2-room house gives visitors a taste of rural America at the turn of the century. In addition to this, they are buried in a cemetery on the grounds of the monument. Carver is not laid beside them. His grave is at the Tuskegee Institute.
Let's go Neosho! This is so cool.
After all of this adventure, the production crew and I had a tough time deciding where to end this episode. So we decided to stop at another local eatery in a small nearby community called Tipton Ford. I'd admit, it's not Neosho, but many Neoshoites, or is it Neoshoers, visit this cute little bar and grill.
There has been something here since the 1800s. It started out as Undercliff Trading Post. Then after that, it was a general store. After that, it was Tipton Ford Cafe. After that, it was Frank and Bonnie's. It burnt. We reopened it in '95.
What makes the Undercliff a point of interest for our adventure is it's built into the side of a cliff.
It's fun. Our kids love to come here and eat. My little boy likes all the mounts on the wall, and they like to come and read the signs, and they just have fun.
Throughout the restaurant, the decorations tell a story of the people who frequently visit. Trophies of hunters, license plates from various locales, even a memorial for our nation's heroes adorn the walls. Okay, so we've talked about the atmosphere, but what about the food?
We've got a bigger menu than almost anybody in town. My burger basket is always a specialty. We serve it with a drink. In the evenings, we have ribs. I can't say how much we have on the menu.
Well, the menu has a lot. It's not just bar food. They have nachos, burgers, of course. They also have sandwiches, burritos, kids menu, everything you can eat.
Being a vegetarian, I was happy to find a diverse offering of non-meat dishes.
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing
good.
What can I get you?
Can I try the spinach artichoke rangoon? Sure. And then a bowl of the French onion soup?
Okay.
That will be good.
Thank you.
I can't wait to try the Undercliff spinach artichoke version of crab rangoon.
Thank you so much. Okay, so spinach artichoke crab rangoon. I've never heard of anything like this. I'm a fan of spinach artichoke dip, so maybe this is similar. That is pretty good. The sauce they have is like a sweet and sour, spicy Asian sauce, so it goes along with that. But it's creamy, cheesy, big artichoke heart right there. It's really good.
Moments later, my cameraman and co-creator gets his food.
Woody got a turkey dip, kind of like a French dip, but instead of roast beef, there's turkey. And it looks like it's on good roll there. I'm going to steal one of his French fries. Dip it into whatever sauce this is. Might just be pure butter. It's salty, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Good French fries. Well, that wraps it up for us here in good old Neosho. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kisa Clark, and we'll see you on our next 4 States adventure.
I have people stop me all the time and ask me, what makes you smile all the time? I said, because I have a reason to smile. I can breathe, I'm up, I live in a wonderful community. I work at a wonderful, wonderful facility, and I serve a wonderful community, and that's all good.
4 States Adventures!
You don't have to be a kid to enjoy this. It's always nice to see the local guy make it big. Is that too corny?
Yeah, just try it again.
Okay.
No, it's good corny, good corny.
Good corny.
After you say that, though, I want you to walk off.
Walk off that way. Don't.
Right.
Okay. That all have different historical significance of Neosho. All right, action. Well, as you can see all around me, there are several types of fish that are raised here at the Neosho National Fish Hatchery. What else? I feel like I'm in a fishbowl. This is so cool. One of the biggest and most important, okay, sorry, let me think real quick. One of the biggest, most important attractions of Neosho is undoubtedly the Neosho National Fish Hatchery, oldest fish hatchery.
All right, we're going to do that again.
Okay.
This time we're going to be over this way. And you'll just zoom out the same thing, you'll just see our heads. Okay?
So can I push stop?
Yeah, hit stop.
There's lots of fun awaiting you at the George Washington National Monument. Well, that wraps it up here in good old Neosho. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kisa Clark, and I'll see you next time on our next 4 States adventure. That was a lot too much.
My name is Clark Mancher.
Where are you from?
I'm from London in England.
Awesome. And visiting friends, family, or?
I'm actually visiting the area for business.
Awesome. And so I'm guessing it's your first time at Undercliff?
Yes, it is. I've heard lots about it, but it's the first time I've visited.
I don't know, but I'm not sure. Well,
but I'll tell you one thing, traffic has been atrocious. And it was good being able to go to Missouri Southern. We had a good experience. And I hope anybody else that goes has a good experience also.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mr. Squirrel!
They're flatter though, aren't they?
Cellar.
What, about 5 years now?
Is that how long it's been open?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's good pizza.
Good pizza.
Good pizza. See Arthur? That movie sucked.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the original one was better. Diddley Moore.
There's an original? That's right. I didn't even realize that's
He
what
was
it
the
was.
bomb. And even that girl, what's her name? Dorothy.
Yeah.
Her mom.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? Liza Minnelli. There we go.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Liza Minnelli. She was a good actress.
That's true. I like these blue lights.
Visit our Facebook page for a behind-the-scenes look at our show and suggest where we should visit next.